How's it going out there in YouTube land? Cybernetic Shark here with another new video just for you. So guys, this is the second video haul video. I just recently picked up a few new videos. I was given a gift card for a store that I have located in my town that I live in called Boomoos. And today I went there and I used the gift card and got quite a few, all really good deals. I think the most I paid was $9 for one. The rest were between $2 and $6. And this is what I picked up. So let's start off with the first one here. The International. Now it's been a while since I've seen this. It's probably been, I don't know, 5-6 years. Because this did come out in like 2005 or 6. And this stars Clive Owen and Naomi Watts. And it's a political kind of thriller / just action kind of thriller. And it has a decent screenplay, decent amount of story. Just a well-rounded film. Great acting by Clive Owens and Naomi Watts. Definitely one that, I would suggest to see if you have not seen it. It's really worth a watch. So there's that one. Next is a Wachowski siblings film. Man down! Jupiter Ascending. As you can see there, if you look close, from the creators of the Matrix trilogy. So yes, the Wachowski siblings, as they're called now, or just the Wachowskis, made this little gem, starring Channing Tatum, Mila Kunis, also starring a few other well-known actors and actresses that had bit in small parts. But it's, your average computer animated / CGI type of film. Lots of CGI. An interesting story, I thought. I thought it was very unique and different than what I've seen probably made in the last 10 or 15 years. The Wachowskis always, I think, bring a great element to their movies, even though some of them are considered horrible or flops. I thought this was a really decent movie, especially with the CGI work in it. I thought the whole idea behind it was really good. And a lot of people don't realize Eddie Redmayne was in this film and plays the villain, which I thought was a completely different type of role for him. And it was quite interesting seeing him in that type of role. So yeah, definitely, if you haven't seen it, check it out, people. Jupiter Ascending, yeah, definitely worth $2. Next, we have Maid of Honor, starring Patrick Dempsey. Man, Dr. McDreamy, people. Woohoo! Patrick Dempsey, I've seen him in quite a few films. The very first film I actually saw him in was Outbreak. And I thought he was awesome in that, even though it was a very short and small part. I always knew I liked him as an actor. And, I just thought he was a great actor. And this movie itself was really well written and well rounded. Nice, great cast. Great film. Directed by Paul Wayland, which is a familiar name that I've seen in things. But you got Kathleen Quinlan, you got Sidney Poliak, you got Kevin McKidd in it, Michelle Monaghan. Just an all-round well movie. I actually saw this when it first came out, and I actually had it on Blu-ray. I can't remember what exactly happened to it. But hey, found it for $3 today. Thought I could use it again in my collection. Next is the Karate Kid remake. Woo! So if you haven't seen this gem, it is a remake of the 1984 Karate Kid with Ralph Macchio and Pat Moriarty. This one, they use Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan in it as the two main title characters. Definitely nowhere as good as the originals, but still fun and entertaining to watch. Jaden Smith, unfortunately, is not that great of an actor, but still at the same time, he did a decent enough job to make this movie enjoyable. Another one I found for $2. This was actually directed by Harold Zawart, who actually has done quite a few other films. He is a decent director, so he did a really good job with this. Definitely worth the money, and not a bad film. Next, we got Kate and Leopold. Now, this is the director's cut. I didn't realize it was a director's cut until I had watched the DVD, because originally the first time I saw this was on VHS. But the director's cut is actually really good, and probably one of Hugh Jackman's first films when he was just becoming known with X-Men. And Meg Ryan, I'm not a big fan of hers, but this is one of my favorite movies of hers, besides Inner Space, with Dennis Quaid, who she was married to for a while. This is a great movie. Love the whole aspect of time traveling thing, having to do with elevators, finding true love, just a good all-around comedy and film. This was actually directed by James Mangold. I don't know if you knew that, but he has directed 3:10 to Yuma. He's directed the last Wolverine film and is directing the newest one, Logan, coming out in March. And he's a great director. Everything I've seen him do, I think, is amazing. And this one's another one, a good exception to his films. And definitely a must-see if you haven't seen it. Check it out, people. It's really good. Next is a 1985 classic, Michael J. Fox in Teen Wolf. Oh! So Teen Wolf, if you have not seen it, is a great classic 80s film. Basically, a teenager finds out that he is actually a werewolf. Comedy, zany, great for its time. Could not believe I found it. I did not realize it was on Blu-ray yet, and so that was a great find. I was very happy to find that. And this is directed by the late Rod Daniel, who was an amazing director, did a lot of great films, and this is one of his best ones, I think. So if you also haven't seen Teen Wolf, any of these films you haven't seen, check them out, people. It's fun to watch. Give them a chance. All right. Next on the list, The Lucy Show. This is the official third season of The Lucy Show. If you don't know what The Lucy Show is, it's actually the second series that Lucille Ball had after I Love Lucy ended. I Love Lucy ran from 1951 to 1960. This one started up in 62 and ran for 7 seasons as well, or actually 6 seasons. So it ran from 62 to 68. This one actually started out in black and white like I Love Lucy was, but then with the second season it ran for the rest of its tenure as color. Vivian Vance also starred in the show. This was a great series. This was a great find. Usually this series is so expensive to find. Found it for $9. I was very pleased with that. Another great collection. Lucille Ball is one of the greatest comedian actresses ever. If you have not seen any of Lucy's stuff, definitely check her out. She is the best. Next is the Ben Affleck directed film, The Town. Now, this stars Ben Affleck, Jeremy Renner, Rebecca Hall, John Hamm, and Blake Lively. Now, this is the extended cut, which I believe is like 30 minutes longer. And I was so thrilled to find this for $3 today, the extended cut. And wow, I mean, the film itself is just amazing. I already loved it. So the added extra footage is amazing. Adds to the story very well. And just an all-around awesome movie. I think Ben Affleck is a great director, great actor. He's really come into his time. I mean, as he's progressed through acting over the last 20-plus years, I feel he really has developed and become more of a great actor. His directing technique is very well done, too. So, a great film. If you haven't seen this, definitely check it out. I found another TV series today. The very first season of Community. Now, this show, I didn't check it out until it had already ended. 6 seasons it went by. And I did not realize that Ken Jeong, Mr. Chow, was in this series. And I started watching it just because of him, because I think he's amazing. New Chevy Chase was in it. Think he's hilarious, great, funny, kind of dry humor to it at some times, but I feel this is a great series for what it is, and I was very pleased with it. For $5, I thought you couldn't pass it up. Next up is Marvel's one of Marvel's animation full feature films, The Invincible Iron Man. Now, for $3, I saw this back when it first came out in like 2007. Thought it was a great Iron Man film. This is probably one of the best animated films I've seen. Definitely well-rounded. Marvel did an amazing job. Just like the Doctor Strange one that they came out with, which I think came out like about a year or so after this one. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. It's really worth watching. A good part of the Marvel Universe. Next one is First Sunday. Anyways, so First Sunday, starring Ice Cube, Cat Williams, Tracy Morgan, is basically a funny, satirical, kind of churchy comedy kind of film. I saw this when it first came out a few years ago. Actually, about a decade ago it came out. And I laughed so hard at this movie simply for the fact of Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan is amazing, and I think he absolutely delivers in this film. Just an alright out film. I can't believe it took me this long to get this film. I thought it was funny as hell. I'm very glad I got it finally. Another one for $3. Thought it was definitely worth it. Check it out. First Sunday. Also starring Chi McBride as well. Another remake I picked up is the awesome horror flick Fright Night. Now this one I could not believe it was only $2. Probably one of Anton Yelchin's best films. So sad he died. So sad he's gone. Only 27 years old. Great actor. Did an amazing job in this. Love the original, but I thought they did an amazing job with this one. Definitely worth checking out. Definitely owning. Definitely a great film. Check it out. It's even written by the original guy that originally did the original back in the 80s. He helped write the script. And even Chris Sarandon makes a cameo in the film, who was in the original as the main vampire guy who Colin Farrell plays. If you haven't seen it, check it out, people. Great film. Next is the comedy The Family. Woo. Now, this film, starring Robert De Niro and Michelle Pfeiffer, is a great film. Tommy Lee Jones also stars in it. It's basically a mobster comedy film. All I can say about this film is that it was great. I thought it was so funny. I thought it was so hilarious. It just, all around, I can't believe how good this film was. I could not pass it up. $2 as well. Great film. Next up, and not last but not least, Snatch. Justice on His Terms. One of Dwayne Johnson's films from a few years back. Basically, this is inspired by a true story about a actual situation that went down where a guy basically was like an informant and took care of it. This movie is loosely based on that true story, and The Rock did a great job. I thought it was an excellent movie, well done film. Last but not least, though, people, our final film of this video haul. Sorry it took so long. Not really. Not. Anyways, the last one that I got was Identity Theft, starring Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy. So this is from the director of Horrible Bosses. The producer thought this film did not get great reviews. And I thought it was absolutely hilarious. It made me literally hate Melissa McCarthy because of how evil she was in the film. And you just feel so bad for Jason Bateman. But at the same time, you're like, you cannot not laugh at Melissa McCarthy's character. Definitely worth a watch. So freaking funny. Another great film. So happy to have it finally in my collection. Been waiting a while. So that's it for this video haul, guys. And I hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you on the flip side. And I hope you enjoy. Always please like, comment, leave your impressions, people. Let me know what you like to see. Catch you later.